For Chinese specifically, sometimes you ever see like two golden retrievers and they breed them. Sometimes it's easier to tell apart the litter of 8 golden retrievers than from 8 Chinese people.
Hey, Steve, no bits. Be real, okay?
No bit.
Not from you. Not from you.
Do you think?
Not like this.
Oh man.
Not in front of everybody.
Be honest. Do you think Asians really look alike?
Answer carefully.
Which Asians?
Chinese ones.
Dude, China.
I've never been to China.
China.
No, dude.
China #1.
There's a lot of them.
If you go to China, you're gonna be very confused.
I'll say this.
They don't look like Bart.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
And I own this, and I own my own personal ignorance about it. Also, please understand, I drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew in my life, so maybe it's my brain. When you guys are like, "Oh, I'm from China, I'm from f***ing Japan, I'm from Mama," I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I know.
We can't either.
I get it.
We proved that. We proved.
Not even AI can tell, so I feel fine.
Not even AI.
Yeah, AI, and that's programmed by science engineers.
I met more guys in Korea that looked like Bart than when I went to China that looked like Bart.
Honestly, I thought Bart was Korean because his last name was Kwan for a while.
I took a picture with a Korean soldier on the DMZ and I said, let's take a selfie because I gotta show the world this motherfucker look like Bart.
And he was like, okay. I was like, sure.
But I will say this: Filipinos look the most different than typical Asians.
Yep.
Describe them.
But also because I'm surrounded by them,
You're on game.
probably because I'm a game.
You're married into the.
I married it, but then also Nikki's cousins. And I can tell when you're Filipino now.
Do you think
You've been around,
they look like
but you've been
Spaniards.
around Asians so long now, where I think you can see the differences more than you did before.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's an absolute fact.
What about among Filipino people? Do you think they look alike when you look at them as a whole?
Yeah, they look like one big fucking body, and they probably all vote the same too.
Man, I think Filipinos look the most different.
They have the widest range.
Biggest spectrum, yeah.
Dude, you gotta, cause you could have a pale face and a dark face, and they're both related.
That's true.
Yeah, but the pale face is coveted in the Philippines.
But
Most Asian cultures
there's
do.
birthmarks and stuff. I know. I seen it.
Birthmarks?
Yeah. All kinds of, you guys get like moles and stuff like that, and birthmarks.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
things
true.
like that.
Yeah,
and I know
yeah.
about it. I
A
seen
lot of
it.
Filipinos get big ass moles.
Exactly. My father,
So do Chinese.
in-law, is
With the
pure-
whisker that comes out.
That's Chinese signature, I think.
My father-in-law's a 100% Filipino, and yes, it's easy for me because I've been around many.
For Chinese specifically, sometimes you ever see like two golden retrievers and they breed them. Sometimes it's easier to tell apart the litter of 8 golden retrievers than from 8 Chinese people standing next to each other.
Imagine if I said that. Imagine.
No, it's true because I had a puppy. I had a litter of 8 pugs, and I could tell them apart better.
Sometimes, dude.
Give me that line next time.
Yo, Chinese people do look alike.
It's true. Absolutely.
Take Filipinos out.
Yeah.
Can you rank your Asians in terms of who you find as the females most attractive? Asians.
Okay, so I know that South Koreans have bigger titties, so I go with that.
Number 1.
Easy.
1 through 5.
Do they?
Easy mode.
Is that a thing?
I thought Thai girls had the biggest titties.
That's not a stereotype.
I thought Thai dudes had
Thai,
these.
Thai
Thai dudes have the biggest titties.
Post surgery. Post op.
Thai lady boys have big titties for sure. But yeah, no. I heard. No, I'm not kidding.
South Korean big titties is not a stereotype.
It's a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's the thing.
Anthony, when people guess your race, what do they guess the most?
Gay.
That's correct.
I thought
And then after you tell them they're
He
right.
identifies as gay, dude.
And then what do they say after you go?
I just
and?
texted somebody that.
Are you gay American?
As a gay American man.
Dude, I love the gay arc way more than sex haver arc. It's way more fun for me.
That's fucking my art, dude. You stay out of this.
No, you're not gay anymore. You're the funny guy.
Fuck you, dude.
So when growing up, whenever you heard the sentiment of like, oh, Asians look alike, and then we're supposed to be like upset by that,
I was kind of like, we kind of do.
Honestly, everybody looks alike.
Everybody looks
alike. White dudes look the same. Black dudes look the same. Brown.
That's racist.
No, it's true though.
How many videos we done about everybody where everyone looks alike? It's so insane.
Can I, yeah, like as a kid, when people said that to me, I always just thought if you're not in the group,
Yeah.
they all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't see them a lot.
I assume that.
But if you're in the group, then it becomes like, oh yeah, I have 8 golden retrievers, and they're all so different. You know, they're like, yeah, because you're staring at them every fucking day.
Yeah, that's like twins.
Yeah, you're with them a lot.
When you see twins, for the first time, you're like, I don't know who's who. Fucking, I'm gonna give up. But then when you hang out with them every fucking day, you're like, okay, I can start telling.
Look, I might have mentioned this a long time ago, but back in the day when I went on my one of 2 auditions ever, I got a casting from my agency, and they wanted for a cell phone commercial a middle-aged Asian man who was dressed in like semi-business formal attire.
I remember when you dressed for that.
Yeah, I was on shrooms during that time. It was the craziest decision I ever did.
fucking fire.
It was ridiculous, but that's not the part of the story. The point is, when I walked in, and it wasn't just the shrooms, I walked into a room full of Asians aged like 18 to like 28 or whatever, dressed in like, you know, a business shirt and a tie and slacks. And that's when I was like, I get it. We all look alike.
Well, that's just casting. I mean, that's
But that's the thing though, like when you're casting for a demographic age, like that's what you get.
We look the same.
You look alike.
And look at all the look-alike things we get all the time from our fans.
And whenever somebody says this person looks
Look
like
at his lookalike.
I look at everybody who works at Home Depot. Apparently,
All of Steve's hit. All of Steve's
if
hit.
somebody has a semi-sharp nose, Steve.
hey, this guy's white. He's
just white people.
He's a 78-year-old white man from Nevada. I'm like, yeah.
His lookalikes are by far the funniest.
It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen, and I love it.
Because
I
they're
wouldn't
just
trade
they're
it for
just
anything.
made to piss him off. They're not
I wouldn't
actually
trade it for
guys that
anything.
look.
Same with the Colleen ones.
It's like Bob Newhart. I'm like, oh, I look like Bob Newhart. All right.
Bart's lookalikes are funny because it doesn't matter what's in here as long as the shape of the face is there.
And they're all yoked, dude. They're all fucking jacked.
Yeah,
Jack
they're all
boys.
jacked.
Jack boys.
Mine are all Indian guys.
Everyone sends me my buddy Chef Kale. He's
Yeah,
like a
that
fisherman,
guy.
and you put us next to each other, we don't look anything alike. But it's because we're both Japanese. So that if they haven't seen Japanese people, it's like, well, duh.
Do you think you look like a typical Japanese guy?
No. But there are guys that maybe look like us.
He said us.
I think because of the stereotype of Japanese people being sexually weird and then knowing you for many years.
Yeah, sexual deviant.
You know who else they send me is fucking Bobby Lee. And I'm like, okay.
Well, that's because you're like the Bobby Lee of this place.
That's true. Right?
The vibe.
But there's people like, dude, I'd be walking around and then dudes be like, hey, Bobby Lee. And I'm like,
I think that's the same as when people call me Bruno Mars. They're just trying to make you mad.
One of our.
Bruno Mars is kind of
You
a.
think I look like Bruno Mars?
It's kind of Bobby Lee.
come on, man.
Bruno
Bobby
Mars
Lee
is
or
kind of a
Bobby
dope
Lee, dude?
compliment, though.
You know who called me Bruno Mars? The fucking the LA tour van that goes through Hollywood. I was driving next to it, and the guy's like, "Everybody, we got Bruno Mars." And
That's
the
funny.
whole van laughed,
Oh, they weren't even excited? Damn.
and I was like,
They laughed. Laughed. Laughed.
But that's like positive racism, right? If somebody walks by me and it's like, oh look, Bruce Lee. Like it's how am I gonna get insulted?
That's a bigger legend.
You can't be insulted. Dude, yesterday I just did a very simple thing. I took my hat off and the whole room laughed. You think about it. You think about it.
Did you do that? Why
You
did you
think
do?
about it. You go.
You did it because you were talking about barbell shampoo.
Look, you go home.
What made you use your
You
closer?
look yourself. You go home. You look yourself in the mirror. You know, you have a time with it.
Take off your hat again. We won't laugh.
I don't believe you.
Everyone,
Nah.
brace.
Nah.
You know who else people send
Take off
me?
your hat.
The knife maker in Hawaii, Neil
that guy?
Kamakura.
That guy makes dope shit.
I think we've reposted that.
But you guys don't look.
No, he's just Japanese with long hair.
Just take it off.
You know, like when people say I look like the crunchy roll.
You guys do look alike.
Part of me goes like, I don't look like that.
You look exactly like that.
And I feel bad when people say I look like him because he's like, dude, what the fuck?
You know what? It's
You do look like him.
No, I don't.
There's some situations where you can't help, even if, no matter how humanitarian you are and how like politically correct you are, you cannot deny when you look at those videos of all Indians in the swimming pool, you can't act like they don't look alike in that moment.
They look alike, dude.
You know, in those videos where they're all like in one place and they're all like
They're all kicking it. Yeah.
objectively.
Same
Like
with
that's why I understand if
Asian-
you're looking at like a video of like, I don't know, Shanghai, like rush hour. It's like,
Have you ever seen a fucking Chinese classroom?
Yes.
It literally looks like 1,000 of the same students.
I'm like, oh, that was me when I was a kid.
I feel
Every
like-
single one of them.
I put it like this. You ever see a room of people, same nationality, and there's no celebrities? You just don't see any
Yeah, like
individuals.
churches, when you
And
look in a
there's-
church.
And that's why we all laugh at those images, because there's no individuality in there. But if
And they all wear uniforms.
Right, but if you had like a whole choir, say a choir, whatever you call it, or like a church full of black people, and LeBron's in the middle.
Oh yeah,
You know who the fuck that is.
Yeah,
so
you know
that's the
LeBron.
difference. It's like you know the individual.
Oh.
Because he's 8 feet
Because
tall.
I do think like
It changes everything.
today's video is brought to you by Rocket Money. Okay, I know a lot of you out there are blowing money on subscriptions that you don't even use every single month. You have it scattered. It's bought from your apps. It's memberships and things that you bought a while ago that you totally forgot. It's all over the place. You don't even remember where it's at. Rocket Money can help you not only put it all into one place, but you go, do you really need this in your life right now? And start removing it. It's one of the best things out there for you to organize all your finance stuff in one place. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/off-the-record. That's rocketmoney.com/off-the-record.
Rocketmoney.com/off-the-record.
If you pull someone out and then put them in America and they're born like here, they don't look like their ancestral lands. Like if you see African immigrants in America and black African Americans like that were born and raised here, they don't look the same to me.
Dude, I watched a
One of them sagging their pants.
One of them is
On the line there.
I watched a 30 for 30. I watched a 30 for 30 about like this kid who almost was Anakin Skywalker. ESPN 30 for 30. No, but he was like, it was like Jake Lloyd who gets Anakin Skywalker. Remember, like they're casting for Star Wars, and then there's this other kid who like came this close, and like you see him versus the other kid versus like whoever's in the casting pool. They're all identical looking, basically.
Yeah.
But I only know Jake Lloyd's stupid face because he's the one who got casted.
He was in the pod racing.
That's it. And so we're just used to that, and like, but otherwise you just see, oh yeah, that's the same fucking exact kid, and that's what they're differentiating between.
It's like Emma Stone in La La Land where she goes to casting.
oh yeah.
Like when Smack shows me the people that she constantly sees when she does casting, it literally looks like clones.
Yeah.
She goes, hey, and she knows. She's
Yeah.
she goes, hey, I met this girl today, looks just like me, and she'll show me, and I will honestly agree. I'll be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that does look exactly like
like-
me.
You grab that photo, you take it to the restroom.
She's like, would you?
Oh, sorry, your phone's covered in cum now.
On the line.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't find it offensive, and I don't think it's like I don't think it's a mean observation unless somebody's
interesting.
trying to like.
It's funny.
Unless someone's trying to push your buttons. You know?
And it's kind of weird when people value like a visual thing, like it really represents who they are.
Yeah, like who the fuck do you think
You know what I mean?
are, dude?
That's a fact.
If someone is like,
do you
dude, you're
think
so
you are?"
fucking ugly, I'm like, what is it? I'm like, that's not who I identify, or like what
Yeah.
brings value to who I think I
not
am.
a sex haver,
So
dude.
it's crazy when people go like, you guys all look the same, and they're like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, that's like,
Like I can't go on living unless you change your mind about that.
yeah, like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Dude, people come at me for my appearance all the time, and I'm like, I guess I was a real heartthrob to you like a little while ago. I'm real sorry for letting you down, you fucking weirdo.
I know,
So
it's
strange.
funny.
I gotta admit, whenever Ryan posts those photos of what people send in of people that look like me, I hate that I laugh so hard.
They're funny, dude.
You get
Me
good
too.
ones though. That's not fair.
I have a very wide stretch though, and that's what makes me laugh.
The guy that's carrying the PS.
Yeah, it's not like fucking sick ass Asian hot fucking buff dudes.
Some of them
It's a
are
range. It's one or two is, and then it's like there's the other side, and it makes me laugh because god damn it, they're right.
Some of it, yeah, it is funny when it looks sort of the same. Like the guy that was mad in 7-Eleven was tearing the shit up. That looked like you.
That was Bart, dude.
Oh,
You guys were the same.
yeah,
You guys
yeah.
wore the same fucking brown
His
shorts
movement was similar. The silhouette was so. Dude, if there was AI, it would have been like, oh, that's you, dude.
Yeah.
I was wearing the same shirt.
That was so good.
Or the Crunchy Bros guy.
I don't like him, dude.
So what do you think on the other side of this whole point? Like when people are like, "Don't say we look alike. We're so unique." Like, what are they thinking?
I don't know.
Or what makes them so angry?
I think they're thinking that
We don't all look alike.
They take it personal.
Yeah, I think they're.
We're so different.
I think maybe inside they kind of know they look like some.
Or in their mind, they look. Sometimes too, it's like I think most people aren't very self-aware with like how they look to other people too.
Yeah, maybe.
You ever just lashed out at things because you weren't unsure of something about yourself?
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately what's happening.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said too. It's like if someone's saying that or they really feel that way, then they're just not in the community, and that's honestly how it will look.
And also though, like if you don't have enough things that you personally identify with, whether it be like your career, your hobbies, your whatever the fuck is, then the way you look might be one of the most prominent things because you feel like that's your thing.
That's a good point.
Like being Korean or Japanese, that's your thing.
Asians are identity. Or
I don't know why Asian Americans that were born here that are practically just American, they've never been back to their homeland. Or it was never their homeland to begin with, it's their parents' homeland or grandparents. And then they identify so fucking hard with an imaginary culture that they don't even have any interaction.
I'll tell you what it is, because I was raised in a big family. In my opinion, it's just as simple as you're trying to differentiate yourself because you are so same as everybody else. Like in my family, the only differences we had between each other, because we're all just a bunch of fucking, same-sames, is that we were all born in different states, just about. So like, I was born in Indianapolis, right? And my brother was born in Virginia. My sister's born in Texas.
That's why she's hot.
That's why she's hot, and she's got those big old fucking dumpies. But everything's bigger in Texas. But right, so differentiating yourself, separating
do
yourself.
you guys all root for different football teams?
Yeah.
What? You really do?
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
I see.
Yeah, because it was the only different thing about us, because we're all just from the same family. So like growing up, it's like I'm a Colts fan, my brother's a Redskins guy. Sorry, Commanders. Sorry, Washington football team, whatever. And then my sister's a Cowboys chick, right? So and that made us different in our own family, and you just like root for it because it's different about me.
That's your identity.
And it's so fucking gay in a way, but also it's like it gave me something nice. I like that I'm a Colts fan. I like all this shit. I like that we don't win. I like that we go to the playoffs and lose. I like all that.
It's my favorite thing in the
I'm
world.
glad I picked the team.
This is who I am.
So sick. Fucking awesome.
But why can't they do something productive, like identify as a botanist? Or something like...
Because that takes a little bit of work.
But imagine,
Just identify, but don't actually be it.
imagine living in China and being like, I'm Chinese. Everyone's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing.
Oh, but in America...
You're
special.
That's it.
Yeah.
I represent the China! And then they're like, fuck CCP. And they're like, well, no, not that China.
He didn't mean that. He's giving an example.
If you're a Colts fan in Las Vegas, this is a perfect example. 2 nights ago, I'm just sitting there waiting for the fucking plane. People come up to me. Colts fan in Vegas, never seen this shit before. If I'm in Indianapolis, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody talks to me. It's the same shit.
It does feel good though when you're just like, I'm Asian. Oh, I'm Asian too. We got a fucking Asian team. A team. Da da da. Let's go.
Exactly.
People do that to you?
Sometimes.
Let's go.
But imagine doing all this Filipino shit. I'm a Filipino. Like my brother-in-law, Filipino got a Filipino like shield in his bedroom and shit like that. Imagine having that in the Philippines. Nobody gives a flying.
That's true. You know what? A lot of Japanese people think Japanese Americans are fucking lame because they will get tattoos that are like kanji, and they're like, why would you do that? That's like
this one,
that's like
those ones?
us getting Times New Roman of our last name on like our chest.
But Old English is fire though.
It's also a thing that's like intrinsically there. There shouldn't be a need to prove it. If you're like most people from the Philippines are
They are Filipino.
proud by default.
100%.
They're just like they don't need to like remind
My
themselves.
father-in-law is not like that, by the way. It's the younger people who are coming up who are insecure about things. They go, I'm this way, I'm this way, I'm this way.
Yeah.
My father-in-law is not like, I need to defend I'm Filipino at all times. He doesn't give up.
Well, that's true because Hannah's from her ancestral land, and she thought it was so funny how Americans like rep being like Irish, and she goes like, y'all do the funniest, like you go to an Irish pub with a leprechaun on it and think you're like full on Irish, and it's like the Walmart version of being Irish.
Yes.
But they're so proud of like their heritage, and it's like you've never been to Ireland.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Although she did attack me for my Irish heritage. She says that I'm not Irish, and
She said he's German.
I'm not.
You're German, right?
I'm both. But
she's like,
that's the most German.
He looks German.
Every one of my
She's
siblings,
like, he
every,
looks
every
German as
one of
fuck.
my fucking siblings is red hair except for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that.
And my all my nieces and nephews all have red hair. All of them.
So you're German.
I'm just
What happened to you?
Yeah, exactly.
She's like,
Hail Hitler, brother. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.